All right, so this is the story of my handprints. Not a handprint expert, playing one on YouTube. Um, Learning a lot. This is just continues to evolve each time I learn and learn. So kind of go back to the genesis. Camper emergency exit window. Discovered a set of hands, not a face entirely like this, but it was either this part or that part of the nose, and it was just stunning. An emergency exit window, it was probably up about that high. So with this concept, so I lifted those prints, put some latent powder on it. Actually, talcum powder can work well for photography sakes, and with a UV light and stuff, it's beautiful. Makes sexy prints. Been collecting the DNA off of that. Collected a bunch of that. Also kind of evolved how I collected that, because the sebum can just be wet. It can be tacky, sticky. The amount of sebum on their hands changes. I don't know if it's environment or what they're touching. Definitely during the great humidity, it was like dripping. But some of that sebum can be really hard to lift, and almost like a tree sap. And the Q-tip doesn't always roll it up. So I evolved a way to continue to collect the DNA and document what I do. So key parts of the house: sliding glass door, these windows, that camper emergency exit window, of which I sleep on the other side, pull the curtain part way down, and I tend to sleep on my right side, so about yay far away, and yeah, they're peeping toms. So kind of go over a little bit of the evolution. So just kind of a key on this one. This is where potentially the strikes are for them to look. Been super careful about my fingerprints. In fact, I can install it before I take the films off. I can do a hinge on it. However, taking them off and moving them, you can't do it with gloves. It's called tape, and all of a sudden the glove is stuck to that. So do the best I can. Also, another note that I noticed too is when they start testing this, because this is a clear polycarbonate that I'm putting over the window to capture the handprints. I have to give Doug high check. He's the one who gave me the idea of doing it that way. So now we can take these clear polycarbonates sheets and collect the handprints off of it. Now, some things I've noticed, they seem to be right-hand dominant. They don't press their hands as hard against this stuff. And in the beginning, the edges, there were lots of fingerprints, like they're testing that, being suspicious. So this one is gonna be, again, a right hand. A lot of juveniles will get different size prints there. And this is going to be 3D mapped. Kind of think of it like a topographical map, the valleys and ridges. And absolutely, I believe from this large collection I have, they'll be able to repeatedly see individuals. So my lovely assistant, let me find the handprint is actually going to be this way. And I don't know where my light needs to be. Slowly work towards the light. See if that helps you. So that's sebum. We all have oil on our hands. These guys have more, and has a taxonomy name now. Doug Highcheck, Shelley Covington, Montana. Coined it. It's Alba Vernix. So my experiment in this trap, I've coined the Alba Vernix Curiosity Catcher. So this is clear, so as now they can look through the image. I've lifted a ton of them, and I'm going to do another video on that. So kind of started with this camper emergency exit window. Can you see those at all right there? Is that beneficial? Mm-mm. So which is a little bit larger than that. Then started playing around with blue, of course, and just for the fun of it, I made this really large graphic blue hand on the sliding glass door. And yep, got a print right next to it in a very short time later. And again, right hand. This one has excellent dermal ridges on it. So that'd be the thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. And there's actually other small touches. But again, I had this really large, you can see it in other videos, goofy, I made it out of the blue tape, this hand, and I had the polycarbonate over the whole thing. And yeah, short time later, same day, maybe an hour, that's a whole nother topic, because that's like they're watching me do this. And they put a right hand next to that large graphic hand. So that pretty well wowed me, because seemed like they're responding to my cueing. And again, just kind of indicating there's a few touches with that. And then I started fooling around like this. The blue hand. Just, you know, I'm just ad-libbing. So this kind of direct me where that needs to be. Now, this was actually, as I was working on it, a roll of tape. I pressed to get it to hold it in position because it was windy and I have enough hands and I didn't want to put a fingerprint on it. I do have that indicated in the front, but now they're putting their fingers within my fingers and they're doing a light drag down, leaving the sebum. There's videos of this too, but I mean, absolutely responding to my cueing. And how's that one showing up for you?
Goes in and out.
Yeah. It's a little bit, and I've done a lot of work and research trying to figure out how to protect the integrity of it, transport it, be able to look at it, be able to photograph it. So, you know, black for the contrast I did, and it's a low acid paper. Just trying to think of everything. I'm learning on the job, you know, experimenting. So the next evolution, this cracks me up. Creating a, excuse me a second. Yeah, it's all marked up that, you know, kind of the key, again, the strikes, but what you can see on there, again, is that graphic cueing of the hands. But now I put a face and eyes on it, and a nose. And this one was cool. So this one was also in a new location. It was the side of the garage where just a week prior, the homeowners installed a hot tub in the garage. Originally, they were put on the back porch, but there's so much activity on the back porch, figured they'd be changing filters all the time, plugged up with Bigfoot hair. Yeah, let me turn this one around so that you can get it in the proper context. So again, this one was only up a short period of time. In fact, I, of course, documented and lifted the DNA because there was already good handprints, nice solid ones with dermal ridges, but I had to do a latent lift on that, photograph it, cleaned the window, then I put this on in the same position, peering into the hot tub that's in the garage. Same day, not long afterwards, 2 slaps on the house. While I was taking a break, we were all taking a break for dinner, and made us to go investigate. And yeah, we found this. And the craziest thing with this one, so JP from Seeking Ontario's Bigfoot is running the camera traps diligently there. Multiple ones, changing everything up. I mean, gotta give him kudos. He comes down frequently, 10,000, 20,000 photos to go through. Camera. This is in view of the camera. We're like, oh, that should be caught on camera. And before we get over there, notice the trail cam's crooked and the SD card is pulled out. It's happened to us multiple times, or the camera's taken off, or the SD card's laying on the ground, batteries are popped out. So logically, that's got to be people. So there's somebody running around pulling SD cards and not just stealing the whole camera as a trespass. I'm being rhetorical because that makes no sense. So what's really compelling with this one, if you can, and again, the cueing, the fingers, there's multiple touches and drags, but what's really cool with this, you see how I did the cartoon nose. You might have to, really zoom in on that. That's their swirl mark with their fingers, where the nostrils are. That blows my mind. Let me see another good fingerprint right there with dermal ridges. There's a few of them. And this one was quite easy for me to handle because I had plenty of tape on the outside. Some of these have been captured with hair on it. There are in other videos. Actually, I've already turned all that DNA stuff into Doug. Legend Meets Science 2. Several large collections of hair from my Killbox site. That's what I call it, refer to it, because that's what we experienced. It was an organized deer hunt. And again, this is just, let me get the right side. I do believe it's this way, yeah. Just, the provenance, the hand strikes, and actually it's interesting because I found last night a couple more on there. So this one, well, I can do this. So it is hand print dragging this way. I don't know if you can catch that one at all. As we do that, I can also do this. I mean, you let me know what angle looks good for you. And actually, what would be nice with one of these would be to actually look through it with that and the camera lens to one of these. If you can point me around the right way to go.
It's not showing up clearly. It's a little bit, it is there, but you're getting a lot of reflection.
Helps or not?
Not really.
All right, so I'll get that out of there. You can stay close and we'll just do it this way. So you think you got the hand overall with that one? It has longer drag marks also. They're like right in there. These are very difficult to photograph. I can actually pass you the light because you can. You know what you're seeing there.
Too much of the ceiling.
Yeah, it's very difficult to document it. Let me try this again.
Try that away from us.
Go ahead, I'll hang on to it and you can.
Tilt your end up. Okay, we're still just getting the ceiling. And that one. Oh, there we go. Saw it right there. It's about the best we've seen on that one.
Let me, all Yeah, these, it's really frustrating, and then what you can see with your eye would not pick up with that. Oh, I forget my order here. All right, there we go. And again, this is actually one of the earlier, cueing with the hands. Do you have that one all right, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
This one is definitely harder to see, but what I did with this one though was, let me get that light back going. You let me know what helps with that one. But what I did with this was, so this is latent fingerprint tape for lifting. It's actually supposed to be DNA free. There are good fingerprints in there with dermal ridges. So this one I did seal that just in case that we had trouble capturing this. And again, it's clear. Oop, sorry. And maybe you can try that again and try to look through those. I don't know if you can pick up any of those dermal ridges. I don't know, but I did lock those in just to, another experiment. That's why I like putting the powder on it, because they photograph fantastic. And I have them serial numbered, and actually, what I'm doing now is the date, and then 1, 2, 3 series. Try to give it a key. So these handprints that are lifted, majority of these, well, 99.5% of these are from I refer to as my R&R study site. So that's Forest County, Pennsylvania. It's a home. We're not certain. Well, it's a speculation of a lot of reasons why it's attractive to them, but frequent visitation. I'm not comfortable saying habitation, but it has just so many of the elements that are right. And I suspect it's in a travel corridor. There's something core area to it, but the interaction that they have there is phenomenal. And they're curious. They're looking in all the windows, and there's another one there as well, getting bigger. But this one's definitely harder to see. But to me, what's relevant is that cueing. They're responding to the cueing. And sometimes they do it so much, I'll be lifting and documenting the print on the other side of the house, and there's a slap. Go to my channel. We got one of those recordings on there just recently. We run over the other way, and it's like, who's the monkey in the experiment? I'm the monkey. And this is, I have more over here. They're not quite as sexy as all those, but they're going to be looking through this with that 3D microscope, the molecular level. I can't say that right. Almost atomic level. In fact, this one has a hair. I taped it on it, but this is static, and it could just be a bad hair, but we'll let them figure it out. So Dave and I built a case for this, so as we can, very concerned about the heat shipping it, build some layers in that, but nice and solid to lock them in so they can do whatever they want with them. I have more to go over. I mean, this is just the amassed collection from this recent point. There's just so many, but this one I do want to light up. This is from the kill box, and what? I left my light over there. So we're gonna go back up, get to my flashlight. And this is a Todd trick, collecting hair in the field. You're seeing it first here. A little Todd hack. And actually, you're gonna need to run that because I gotta hold the bag open. But this is off the kill box hair off of the barbed wire fence, the same location with miles of fence there, same location where we all had our encounter. It's my former hunting lease, and what they're doing here is, of course I postulate, but they're closing their deer drive crossing, and there's like this blind being built there. It's fantastic. It reminds me of a Hasty Works, like something, you know, Civil War soldiers would have to throw up in a line of battle for some kind of defense. And they're hopping over this barbed wire fence from the woods, and the hair is always on the barb from the forest side into these like breastworks. They're hopping into position. Of course, it's all shaded there, and there's just so many advantages of why it's there. And if you think like an early human with friends, the ability to communicate and organize, you know, that's where they're getting dinner at. Were you able to see the hair?
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what's really cool about that. If you take a look at my channel, that blonde hair that's there, it hops in by these 3 wild cherry trees, large ones, and it's always long blonde tufts that snag on the same barbs. I'm pulling it off the exact same barbs, and it's the same color hair, so indicating it's the same creature. That's his hunting spot right there. Well, you know, we might as well just keep rolling on since we're on prints. This one's from my truck cap, which is still in it. So it was made just over a year ago. Lifted the prints February 6th, you know, the biochromatic graphite. They're still there. There's something with their skin oil that actually will etch into a lot of paints. And I've definitely noticed the plastic trim of cars, the fiberglass, not so much the, oh, that's another set. These are awesome. But these are the actual lifts put back together. Same location. That sliding glass door. And, you know, not saying that they're a large one, but I love the thumb and how that's different. And so many times the right hand leaves a better print. You can see that these, it's funny, at the Marionville Forest County Bigfoot Festival this year, 2024, the night before, I collected this. And actually I had Cliff sign it. And that's a big creature. But see that little hook of the thumb again? Their thumbs are more like fingers, but that little hook feature, nice dermal ridges on that. So my trick too that I've learned that looks nicer is photographic copier paper if you were gonna color print photographs at home. And this one I think is really significant. So what these are, that's, you know, where I collected the sebum, did the DNA. I was sleeping on the other side of that window, documented that print wasn't there. This is emergency camper emergency exit window. The blind I had down so about this far, so what it's doing, it's reaching up, it's looking for me as it's leaning to the right, and it's its fingertips as it has to keep going lower, because this time I have the blind down and it's looking for me. And it was pretty cool to wake up to that. But the dermal ridges on that, I don't know if I can get my light back again. I don't know if you can zoom in on that one a little bit more. But some of these dermal ridges that it has are fantastic. And again, I have this, how I collected it, the story and everything online, probably 18 views. But that's not what this is about. But that is just, so many touches that they had on it. And this time they left a lot of sebum. That one was fantastic. Kind of looks familiar again. Look at that hook. Some nice ridges there. Look, another right hand. Look how they're like sausage fingers. In fact, I have a really nice picture of this one with both the homeowners with their hands over it. So let's see. He's missing this part of the finger. The next finger takes a right, probably would have been detached as well as that one had accident. And then she's got some wicked arthritis and her hands are much smaller. So it's neither of them. And these I'm sending Doug. I mean, I'm sending a lot of good stuff, and there's more than this, and I've already sent a lot. I mean, as you know too, you know, it's, well, yeah. All right, I think this is enough. I'll probably just do another video of the DNA stuff, but yeah, all right. Oh yeah, yeah. My lovely camera assistant, Dave. Thanks, man. Yeah, so in case you're watching this on something else, go to Bigfoot New York Todd and subscribe, please, so I can be found. There's another researcher named Todd that did some research in New York, and he's got a lot of videos. I get mowed over after him by him just because of the algorithm. That's all. So I do all this in mostly Allegheny County, New York State, Potter County, PA, and Forest County, PA. Allegheny National Forest, Pennsylvania is a lot of activity. And I got another great print that I lifted Sunday with my new orange fluorescent. I haven't unpacked from that. Actually, I lifted it Saturday. You know, it gets exciting after a while, but when you get this many, it's like, I can't find one of them. I'll get more, right? Oh, yeah. I've been blessed. All right, thank you.